We gotta take cover in the building, but I can't go in there. My shit's too long. Copy that. Boy, the kitty cat lasted through all that, but the suppressor did not. We did, in fact, nuke our suppressor. I'm sorry, Silencer Central. They literally just sent this to me, and they probably didn't expect me to put a titanium can on a 7.5-inch 5.56 gun. The DPMS Kitty Kat. DPMS, it was dead. It was gone. It didn't need to be a thing anymore. All those old school retro guns that no one really cared about, but then they became nostalgic, they were gone. Someone at Palmetto State Armory decided it'd be a good idea to purchase DPMS, and so now PSA owns DPMS, and they brought back the kitty cat. Which is funny, because this comment, I was just watching a hop video from years ago, aged pretty well. There's a lot to talk about with this gun, and a lot not to talk about. It's both special and not special. At the end of the day, there's good, there's bad, there's really bad, and some more bad, and you have the kitty cat. I find it quite hilarious. I mean, this is how short the gun is when the can's off. I mean, it's actually just ridiculous. This is stupid. I had no intention of ever owning something like this, ever, okay? It was PSA who reached out and asked if I wanted to review the kitty cat, and I thought it was a joke. Then I start looking it up, like, that's kind of a vibe. And let's be honest, if you're going to be purchasing a kitty cat, you already own a rifle. You're not looking at this gun going like, that's gonna be my first gun. That's it. They designed this revolutionary, awesome platform. No, obviously not. The cool thing about the kitty cat is you could be really dangerous with it at the range. You can kind of just like, it almost comes across as a pistol, just like Hop said in his video.
It's also short enough and light enough that you could fire it one-handed, perhaps in conjunction with a ballistic shield.
I forgot my sponsors. Sponsors like OpticsPlanet, who provided absolutely nothing for this, but they provided you the coupon code Micah, so you could save 7% on the entire website. Get over there, use it, abuse it. Silencer Central, I'm so sorry for blowing up your titanium can. I should not have put it on a 7-inch gun, but I hope they stick around, so thanks Silencer Central. Use coupon code Micah. It saves you some cash on their in-house line of cans, but they have all your other brands. Third sponsor, Americana Pipedream Apparel. They want you to use the coupon code BUSSI, B-U-S-S-I, to save on all their military surplus, knives, whatever they got. It's a scary place. They sell too many good things. And all the ammo, once again, coupon code Micah, was Badlands ammo. Love those guys. Dude, this is ridiculous. Like, I feel so powerful with this thing in my hands. I'm trying so hard not to just flag cameraman Dan. Oh, if you are interested in the DPMS Kitty Kat, it's a Palmetto State Armory gun. You know, it does come with Palmetto. I talked to PSA because I had a couple questions about it. I was curious, hey, is this essentially a PSA Freedom Kit with retrofitted DPMS blueprints? Yes and no. I mean, it is a PSA barrel and a PSA bolt. Well, not Toolcraft makes Palmetto State Armory bolts, and those are actually like okay bolts. So it's not quite the bottom tier bolt that comes in like the Freedom Kits, but it's more their premium bolt. And then obviously the blueprints from the handguard and stuff like that from DPMS and the upper, and then you do get that super classic Panther on the receiver. Not gonna lie, the DPMS logo with the Panther is such a vibe. I remember growing up being a kid seeing that and being like, yo, DPMS slaps, dude. And their giant like 20-inch perfectly straight stainless steel barreled ARs, dude. I think the kitty cat, funny enough, this was made for like SWAT. like the idea was it's still like the size of an MP5, if not a little smaller. If they took this indoors, I mean, it's still 5.56. It's gonna hit a little harder than 9mm. I doubt any of them ever actually got used. I mean, Dan, how unpleasant is this? If you want to go to an indoor range in Chicago, this is your best friend. You will be the coolest kid in O-Block, okay? I was surprised, you know, you shoot a 16-inch gun and it doesn't have a lot of recoil, and then you come to a 10-inch gun and you're like, it's a little more violent. Well, this is a 7.5, so you'd expect it to be super, super violent. But to be honest, I mean, let's see if you guys can see this recoil. Yeah, no, it's pretty violent. I don't know. I think when we were shooting it with the RC2, it didn't feel that violent. You remember that, Dan?
Yeah.
Maybe now that I can hear the sound, it's bad. God, okay. So that what just happened leads me into, I guess, my main gripe with this thing, which I didn't expect to be my main gripe, but yeah, so you have a 7.5-inch violently recoiling AR-15 with a brace, and I was ready to sing this brace praises. I love it. Like, when I showed up to the gun store to pick this up, I was like, man, PSA sent me an SBR. I didn't want an SBR, you know, I didn't want to have to wait for the, you know, tax stamp and all that. So I was kind of bummed out, and then I was like, wait a minute. That's a brace. It looks like an awesome CAR 15 stock. And so I was like, dude, I really like that. That's like a brace that I don't mind. Fast forward to today. After about 500, like 500-ish, right?
Yep.
I mean, we have like 7 boxes open of those 50s. What is that? That's 350 plus the Badlands ammo. So yeah, we're like 500 rounds deep into this, and my shoulder we're over 500 rounds on this.
Yeah.
My shoulder is just cooked. So I brought a gun to compare to. This is also a 7.5-inch gun. This is from Primary Weapon Systems, PWS. The cool part about PWS is I can take this and I can tune my gas. Boom, just like that. Okay. So we're on 3, and we have a bunch of real estate on the SB brace. It's a dream. Like, oh, dude, we're gonna compare side by side. I could shoot 2,000 rounds of this in a day. This shoots so good. This gun absolutely rocks. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about this. It's just starting to hurt so much. I don't know what I expected, man. Getting onto it, I wanted to add a little new school into the old school, so I put the Dai-Frico Kung Fu grip on there. I've shouted these out ad nauseum. I don't think I need to go into a lot of detail, but they're very straight up and down grip angles. It just makes the gun get up super quick and super speedy. And to be honest with you guys, I really suck at shooting iron sight. If I were to do this video all over again, I 1000% would have purchased one of the little Picatinny rails that goes here and ran like an Aimpoint Pro or something like that. But for the Kitty Kat, man, I've wanted to keep I don't usually keep guns super stock for videos, but I just felt like this one needed to be plain Jane. I feel like that's kind of the aesthetic of the gun. I mean, if I were to get the Kitty Kat, and I'm sure a lot of the people who are, you know, the Kitty Kat customers already out there, the people looking for this as a collection piece, a nostalgia piece, you know, just a retro rifle. They already own rifles. That's exactly what this thing is. They're probably going to SBR it anyway. Put a CAR 15 stock or just whatever stock came on the Kitty Kat. Just get rid of this blade brace. If anyone was wondering what targets we were shooting, I do have to give a shout out to these guys because they just sent it out to me to try. They're not sponsoring anything, but it was very kind of them. So this is from a company called War Labs. You can kind of add these hooks and add steel wherever you need, 360 degrees around it. And then it just has a collapsible base down there. and a removable 2x4. So you can kind of just throw it in your truck and pack it up and set it up in seconds. I actually liked it quite a bit. So we are now, Dan, if you pan that way, out. We have targets to go out to about 1,000. Why are we doing this? This is ridiculous, okay? Not only am I not Henry from 9-Hole Reviews, who can shoot irons at any distance, period, this is also a 7-inch gun with iron sights. So let's see if we can even hit 150. First round, 150. All right, so that second target's 200, right?
Yep.
All right. Did you hear that?
Yeah. It's not the guy shooting behind us. It's definitely us.
That was 200.
Oh no, which one? The one after?
The one right above the 150.
Oh no, that's 3.
That's 300?
Yeah, that one is.
We just made a 300-yard shot with this.
On a 7.5 irons.
I wonder if I can make that 300, or do I just move on? Do I just move on, Dan?
Yeah, we've already got the glory. Just keep going.
Okay, going out to the next one's 400?
Yep.
Jeez. Nope. Dude, I have no idea where my shots are going.
Yeah.
Like 300 is so easy. All of a sudden 400, it just becomes impossible. All right, so now we have our trusty Steed comparison gun, our PWS Mark 107. It's also a 7.5-inch gun. The difference here is it's not made by PSA and it has an optic. So I want to see if I just stuck with irons and maybe this gun's just more accurate. I don't know. Let's go see if we can at least hit the 400 with it. Okay, so we're starting with 150. This is pretty much cold bore. All right, so first target, we're at 150. I'm just gonna aim dead on. I don't know the drop for 7.5-inch 5.56. Okay, impact. Impact. Impact, okay. Yeah, 150, pretty easy. Pretty much dead on hold. We're gonna go to 300. I don't know where to aim. Like, I'll aim like one target length up. Impact. Impact. 2 impacts a row at 300. Okay, so far it's about 900% easier than the Kitty Kat. Go 400. Impact. Impact. Yeah, so pretty consistent impacts out to 400 with a 7-inch 5.56. I don't think we're gonna be able to hit, Dan, I don't know, what do you think? You think we're gonna be able to hit 500?
Yeah, it's a stretch for that guy, but give it a run. Oh!
Impact! 500!
Hell yeah, dude.
Wow! So, look, I don't know what we're like setting out to prove here. Like, modern platform, modern gun.
Good optic.
Good optic. You can make impacts out to 500 yards, even with 7.5-inch 5.56. So, look, the Kitty Kat, let me go grab it. Once again, I'm sure if I had an optic on here, I don't know. I don't know if we'd have the same results, Dan. These PWS barrels are pretty accurate. Yeah, PWS has a sub-MOA guarantee, or they'll warranty your gun. I don't know if the PSA barrel... I don't want to say this because we didn't give it a fair shake with an optic, but man, we were holding pretty true and having some really significant changes. Now, like I said, I'm not Henry from 9-Hole Reviews, and I'm not that good with irons, so draw your own conclusions there. Ultimately, I'm going to go ahead and say this gun is a definite buy for what it is, right? Like no one in their right mind should expect this to be this, right? I mean, this is also significantly more expensive. This is a vibe. You buy this because it's a piece of history. It's an old school DPMS rifle. It shoots like an old school DPMS rifle. The sights are all adjustable with a bullet tip, so if you need to zero it, you can just stick your bullet tip in there and spin it whichever way you need to go. Same with up here. You just stick a bullet tip in and you rotate it. Boom, just like that. So that's kind of cool, pretty neat. It was not easy to zero, but yeah, the PSA Kitty Kat.